Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Gabrielle Ray and I present cases of missing people, the unidentified, and unsolved homicides. I just want to apologize for not being active in the last couple months. I took a little bit of time for myself to better myself for you guys and also for the families that are watching these videos, because these people deserve answers, and I'm so grateful to be able to be here to present these cases and bring light to them, because they're so important to me, to the community, to the families, the loved ones, and their friends. And let me tell you, that little bit of time I took off really made a huge difference. So I'm glad you guys understand and are still following me, so thank you for that. But today I'm going to present the case of Charles Dick Salmon, who was deceased on July 22nd, 2005 out of Auburn, Alabama. He was 72 years old at his time of death, and he was married to his wife, Jackie Salmon. They were married for 49 years, and she wears her wedding ring around her neck and described him as perfect. If God lined up all the single men in a line before I was married and told me to pick, I would have chosen Dick, said Jackie. He graduated from Auburn University with a bachelor's degree in dairy animal science. He worked at Quaker Oats as a nutritional consultant and then went to the Spur Oil Company as a regional manager before opening up Saco Service Station. Saco Service Station was the service station he owned and operated on Opelika Road in Auburn. It was on the corner of Opelika Ave and Dean Avenue. And he worked at the family-run store for 43 years, and he owned his business since 1962. It was a hot summer morning, and it was on a Friday, the busiest day and the most profitable check-cashing day, as money had accrued all week. Jackie's last memory was haunting, because she was talking to her husband on the phone when a customer came in asking for motor oil for a 1983 Chevy. Dick put the phone down on the desk and stood up to help him. Jackie heard him say, "You need 20W50. As soon as he said that, the man raised his voice a little and he said, "I'm on the phone with my wife," or "That's my wife on the phone," and then it went silent. She heard a voice in the background, but could not tell who it was. "Dick wouldn't just hang up on me," said Jackie. She tried calling back, but to no avail. There was no answer. And when she called 911, because she was concerned about Dick not answering the phone, she got dressed and went to the gas station, and when she arrived, it was saturated with police cars, ambulances, and crime scene tape. Officers went to the service station to conduct a welfare check on him and found him dead of a gunshot wound to the chest. Jackie didn't hear any gunshots, but she figured that he hung up the phone a little bit before he was shot. Joe Carr also went into the gas station and discovered him deceased and called 911. He went to the station to mow the grass and found him around 8:44 a.m. He was killed 1 month after his 49th anniversary to his college sweetheart. Detectives believe that it was a robbery, and the store was robbed 3 times in the last 3 years, and one less than 1 year prior, where he was beaten in the incident. The store was also known for keeping large amounts of cash at the store to cash paychecks. "Sounds to me like someone would have known that," said Jackie. All the cash in the station, even cash on him, was taken except the money in the safe. The shooting shocked and saddened the Auburn community. It was the only homicide of the year. "It was a senseless crime that won't be tolerated in the community," said Mayor Bill Ham Jr. "I can't believe somebody would do that to him," said Carr. Joanne Lambert, a classmate of Dick's, couldn't shake the feeling that the killer was somebody he knew. We were all shocked that it had happened to him because he was such a good person. Everybody loved Dick. He just had a way with people. His big thing was service back when no one did extra things. I don't think they ever got close to figuring out who did it, said Joanne. It was mortifying. It hit home. It was somebody who was an icon in the community, and it was a terrible tragedy, said John Varner, who said that he'd often visit his grandma's home on East Glen Avenue. Jackie believes the killer did not act alone. I have a feeling somebody was with him and was waiting to step in, such as the getaway driver, and get out of there. Jackie also does not believe that he is a local resident. And in the days after the shooting, an unidentified person came into the gas station and told a family member the name of the alleged murderer and then quickly left. But the disclosed name was given to police, and so far there has not been an arrest. In days after the murder, the business ended up closing down, and multiple law enforcement agencies joined in search for the killer. Police are still avidly following up on leads, and they're hoping for a break in the case. We want to get to the bottom of this case, said Captain Tom Stouffer. So far, there has been no real leads, but detectives recently went back to the scene and reenacted the crime and brought back former detectives who moved to Patrol Division to give the case a fresh new look. We haven't had a lot of luck in solving it, but we're still positive that we will. It's going to take help from the public, people coming forward. I'm confident we're dedicating whatever resources necessary towards solving this case, said Captain Lorenza Dorsey. This case is still open and very active. Evidence previously collected and tested are being resubmitted by the State Department of Forensic Science using new technology. We are going to work this thing and hopefully reach a point where we are able to make an arrest, said Stouffer. His family is hoping that the killer will be brought to justice and that there will be resolution to this case. If he did that to Dick, he could do that to anyone. There's still a murderer out there, and he needs to be put away ASAP. I want this done, solved. I wanted this done years ago, said Jackie in 2010. I know Jackie, bless her heart. She still feels shocked after all these years, says Joanne. Jackie takes it one day at a time, comforted by the outpouring of love and support from family and friends, and leans heavily on her faith. I think that's what's gotten me through it, because I have no doubt he is in heaven, said Jackie. Though it's been so long, no suspects or person of interest have been named. We can't get into that, but we've interviewed people over the years, and we get tips from time to time. In the past year, we've received several tips. We don't discard any tip we get. We follow up and see if there is anything, said Dorsey. 10 years later, a new business moved in where Sacco's service station used to be, called Woodham's Full Service. Owner, Mike Woodham, is carrying his legacy and has left the station almost exactly as he found it. We didn't want to damage the heritage of what he built. It's been awesome. The community is behind us and excited to see that it is back open, said Mike. Dick's daughter, Rika Bogandy, still walks to that station every day. It's been a strange thing. It's been really hard and really sad. And I'm sure it's been frustrating for my mom especially. It's really hard when you lose somebody that's deeply involved with who you are, but it's not impossible, said Rika. But Rika is happy to see the service station open again. Rika credits the whole gamut of law enforcement for doing all they can to solve the murder. It's hard, it's painful. We still have no idea who's responsible, but God knows, and He'll take care of it. I know He'd be proud of what's going on in the life of that station and in Auburn, said Rika. If given the chance to confront his killer, Jackie said that she would have some mercy in her heart. I would find out if he was saved, and if he wasn't, I'd witness to him. I've got to forgive him. The only perfect person was Jesus Christ," said Jackie. His funeral service was held at 3 p.m., July 26, 2005, at Lakeview Baptist Church. Unfortunately, Jackie died in 2016 without finding out any answers as to what happened to her husband. They are buried in Auburn Memorial Park Cemetery in Auburn. A cash reward has been offered for any information that leads to an arrest or conviction of the suspect. City officials offered $25,000 as a reward, and Lee County DA Nick Abbott contacted the governor, Bob Riley's office, to request a $5,000 in-state reward as well. It was then a $38,000 reward, but the reward was bumped up to $40,600, and it is now up to $45,000 today. The increased reward money and the reenactment generated new leads. "We've had leads during this calendar year," said Dorsey in 2019. That is all the information that I could find on the death of Dick Salmon, and it's safe to say that this case is heart-wrenching because of the fact that somebody so brazen could come in to his store that he worked hard to own and to keep up and just kill him with no remorse, and nobody to this day is coming forward with any information. His wife died a couple years ago without knowing what happened. His daughter is roaming this earth without knowing what happened. And just think about the family for a minute. Imagine if that was your family. Would you want to be walking around in pain and agony every single day? I don't think so. And it makes me sick to say that he's still out there. He or she is still out there. And they were so desperate for money that they would take a 72-year-old man's life who worked hard to get where he was today. If you or anybody you know have any information on this case, please contact the Auburn Police Department at 334-501-3159. One thing that I forgot to mention also is that he was born on October 19th, 1932, and he lived a long and prosperous life, but his life was cut short. He was not meant to go this soon. He had so much ahead of him. He already did so much in life, but he could have done so much more. And unfortunately, we will never be able to know what exactly it was that he could have done because somebody took his life. And he is not just a face on a missing or murdered or unidentified poster. He is a real human being, and he deserves justice, as does the family. And it makes me absolutely sick to my stomach that somebody's just walking around knowing and caring in their heart that they did this, and their soul won't allow them to come forward because they're afraid of their repercussions. Well, imagine the repercussions of the family. They have to live with this every day, and somebody's walking around without a care to give that they took this man's life, and that's not fair. I just want to reiterate one more time that if you have any information, I would not hesitate to contact the police department of Auburn, Alabama. I'm sure that the police will be more than thankful that you're trying to help out, as will the family, because this is still an active investigation. And it's so important that we keep our eyes and our ears open for any new clues. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful night.